Ooh.
We've already vanquished a couple foes. Oh, Dirty Stayouts, glad to be here, Michelle.
Always glad to be here. A beautiful day in the field here, Sheldon Field, Northampton, Massachusetts. The corn is singing to us through the breeze and the wind. All I smell is corn and fresh grass.
Fine. Let's do. How about a few introductions?
I think that would be a great idea. I forgot to introduce myself last time, so I'm just gonna.
Oh, really?
I'm just gonna say, hey everybody, I'm Michelle. I'm not gonna give you my last name. I don't want you looking me up because I am that good looking.
Ooh.
But you don't know that because you're listening to me. But you'll get curious because I know I have a hot voice.
Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but that's who I am.
The cat's out of the bag.
Cat's out of the bag. Catwoman's out of the bag.
Oh,
You don't
got
know
'em.
how much they're paying me to be here. And the guy to my right is.
I can't tell. Is that
You're right?
me? I can't tell. You're right or our right?
Sorry, the guy to my right.
Two rights make it wrong. I'm Matt Woodland, everybody. And I'm happy to be here. Am I your right? Or were you talking about our co-host?
You're my
our
right.
Co-host.
You're my right.
Okay. Matt Woodland, pleasure to be here. Who are you?
Oh, this is Ryan Arnold, and I'm on the. Am I on your right? I'm on the left.
Yeah, am I wrong?
I'm on your left.
You're on my left.
I said
I'm
wrong.
on your right. Everybody's
Right?
on somebody's left. Everybody's on somebody's right. Now you know the layout.
Right is in the eye of the beholder, but that only works if you're a Cyclops.
It's great to be here.
It's great to be here.
So good. Ryan with the weather. What's the temp out there, my friend?
I'm gonna say it's a cool 58 degrees with sunbeams coming down, providing the clouds of photosynthesis that this corn needs in order to turn bright yellow and eventually beam back to its home planet.
Yeah.
There's some pretty non-toxic grass out here. There's not a whole lot of activity in the park. There's a dog over there, and it looks to be friendly.
It
Yep.
does. Yep. It does appear to be friendly. It's just it's on its leash. It's running around. The owners are being careful. It's all the way the hell down there.
We got a little bit of wind here, but it is for the most part odorless. So
Don't.
don't even worry about wind that smells like farts or hamburgers.
For now.
Neither one here in the field at present.
The polar opposite of an SBD, my friend.
You guys are really confident that it's not going to
Heard
start
but
smelling
not
like
sniffed.
farts out here.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty confident about that.
If they put down a huge translucent dome over the city, then it would start to smell like farts pretty quickly.
I think so.
And there would be a public service ad going around saying, please be considerate, do not fart in the dome.
Mm-hmm.
How many people do you think would listen to it?
Probably not very many, and people would need to get charcoal filters in their houses specifically to exercise the farts.
Yeah.
Because in the future, people are farting a lot more than they are now.
And
Is
what
that
would,
true?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
Oh.
just going to ask the same thing.
For power.
Oh.
That's how we're going to run our electric plants. On farts.
That's amazing. What a revolution.
Little bit of weather, a little bit of future.
A lot of knowledge. A lot of knowledge.
Use it wisely.
How could we not?
This weather.
You know what I'm wondering? I'm wondering, since the last time we met and we did this thing, what's new with you guys? What's new? What's changed? What's up with your week since, what's going on? Matt, we'll
What's
start
this-
with you.
So in other words, what's the skinny? What's the lowdown?
What's the skinny?
What's the hubbub? A couple new on the taco front. I did actually enjoy some tacos.
Okay, do tell. Do tell. Do tell.
I had some tacos last night. I was over at a friend's house. Jimmy Blair, maybe you heard of him. I was there
Mhm.
with
Oh,
another
yeah.
comedian.
Funny guy. Funny guy.
Caitlin Reese, maybe you heard it. Just
Yeah.
name dropping. Bam, bam.
All
And
over the
I
place.
was up there, and we all ordered. I'll be honest, we ordered Mexican food, and I went for the tacos, and it was pretty. The happenstance worked out pretty nicely because I'm like, oh, we got a recording tomorrow. I'm gonna get this beautiful legendary taco story.
Mm-hmm.
Life is really turning. Everything's coming up roses for the Matthew kid. And so, yeah, pretty much I got the tacos. And I would say one issue I had was I ordered the improper beans. I ordered black beans, which is usually what I do for a default, but it turns out with this particular taco place, I think the refried beans were actually more their specialty, and that was the way to go. So I got a little guff from because a couple other the party guests ordered the exact same tacos that I did, but they got the refried beans, which was proper. And if I'm being honest, though, what happened, I was on such a taco kick that even later that night I went to a 7-Eleven. Maybe you heard of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I made a big mistake, and I ordered 2 of those humongous mealy burritos that they have there.
God.
And unfortunately, I had the perfect flawless taco experience, but now it was sullied on as a whole. It was diluted, if you will. It's like it's akin to like what I always say, like the Matrix sequels take away from the original Matrix even being a good movie. So now, like, when you think the Matrix, you're like, oh, a hunk of garbage with some albinos. I got you. So that was kind of pretty much my taco experience, was like too many albinos. Pretty much is how I would like drop it down. But it was nice to eat some tacos with pals, as we all know. And that's what I've been into, Michelle.
Well, first of all, I'm sorry that you were taco shamed, because it sounded like you might have gotten a little taco shamed because you didn't choose the right bean. But I think you know for next time.
I know for next time, because it's also like each taco place has their they specialize in a certain kind of bean.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Mm-hmm. Something that's mixed in with their own little seasoning, whatever, their whatever fats they choose to cook their beans up with, like refried beans are,
You're right.
But I do like a black bean though, so I do know where you're coming from, because I like a good black bean in my burrito or taco every once in a while. I make good black bean butternut squash tacos for when you want to completely not have a real taco but feel like you're eating a taco.
Have you guys ever had this experience? You just get something like in your burrito that they're just like, I feel like sometimes they'll just throw an ingredient in there just to like give you the punked treatment.
Like a carrot?
Exactly.
Yes.
Like something that simply doesn't belong. I went to this burrito place and I could tell they just strewn about in that burrito were sugar snap peas.
Whoa.
A sugar snap pea. I'm not kidding.
What the hell?
A sugar snap pea in a burrito. And this is like, and it's living in harmony with some nice rice, some nice cayenne pepper. A sugar snap pea, dude? What is this? I don't know where I don't even think a sugar snap pea is like an ingredient that plays well with other ingredients. That's a standalone vegetable.
It's a side dish, basically. Yeah. So having like even just a little hunk of carrot alone would have given me a bad feeling. But a sugar snap pea that's like so far to the left of what that dish actually is, that would have...
Yeah, just put some oatmeal in there while you're at it. Toss a Ritz cracker in there if you're going this. It's pandemonium.
Yeah.
Anyways, but that's enough about me.
All right. What's going on with you, Ryan?
I got a taco right before I came here. I found myself wandering around in downtown Northampton. I went to buy some kazoos, and I knew that I needed to get some food, and I was wandering around, not sure. And after a while, I started to get lightheaded, and I don't know how to navigate this new world of eating. Like I didn't. There are tents outside. There's sanitation stations. Where can I go to eat?
It's not as easy as getting out of your car, going in somewhere you like, getting it, and then coming out or eating it somewhere. Like, you had so much flexibility. I totally get what you're saying.
It's a process, yeah. Everything has a sort of like the soup Nazi-esque process for like each restaurant. You have to do it just properly, or else, rather than being scolded by a soup Nazi, you're gonna be huffing and puffing from a coronavirus, and not to be callous about it.
No, but I think that's a realistic take on it. You're not being callous. You're just being real. That's real talk.
Well, I said huffing and puffing, which is kind of it's a little bit of levity.
Well, we know that you're the sassy one in the group, so it's only what we expect. So that's okay.
I'd like to be considered the bad boy of podcasting, if I would.
Oh, that's assumed. That's already assumed. Everybody can tell.
I'm looking at you, the Joe Rogan experience. Experience this.
So I get these tacos.
What is this, the weather?
And I'm looking for a place to eat them, and I realize that there is no acceptable place to eat these tacos. Because I walk a little ways down the street, and I park myself down on a bench, and lower my face mask to begin eating the tacos. And people are passing by because I'm on a bench on a public street, and they're looking at me with their masks on like I am wantonly spreading the coronavirus.
Yeah.
And so I moved a few streets down, and then somebody else was giving me that same look, and so finally I just ate them in my car in shame. There's no place for my kind, a taco eater that doesn't want to be in the tent.
Ryan, you're fine. People could change a little. People could be a little kinder.
No, it's the life of a taco junkie now.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're trying to get fixed, unless you're in like a taco shooting gallery, it's like you're gonna be shunned by society. It's like, hey, let me be, you be you, I'll be me. I'm eating tacos.
That's exactly it. We got to respect our own individualities and our own choices. Ryan, I'm sorry. I hope the tacos were still good, at least. Like,
They were delicious.
Oh, what flavor, by
good.
the way?
I got a pork taco.
Likewise. Did I say mine? Did I tell you mine was pork?
No, we just knew it had black beans in it.
Oh, and it wasn't even in the taco. Because also beans don't go in a taco, I don't believe. That would be a bit much.
Loose
They're on the
beans.
side. Well, the thing is, that my black beans, they're kind of like in these like plastic souffle things. So I looked like a goose just like eating beans out of this this tiny little ounce dish. I don't know measurements, but it was not where our beans belong.
Interesting.
Like when you say pork, are we talking like a carnitas?
It was more like just like a sautéed, like pork chunk.
Ah,
It wasn't a pulled pork.
Capiche.
I love pork. I feel like you just can't go wrong with pork because of the texture, and when it's shredded and pulled, it's just got that nice, like, it's not lean though, it's still fatty, but it's just so tender.
Yeah.
I just want a big crock pot of pulled pork right now with like pineapple salsa or something fucking good.
Sometimes some barbecue sauce on it is yummy too.
Mhm.
Don't go too wild though. A little goes a long way. I
That's
always say
right.
that.
You're exactly
I've always
right.
been known to say that.
Barbecue sauce is one of those amazing condiments that it does stretch out. It stretches out nicely.
Michelle, how was your week? How was your taco, my friend?
Okay, good news.
What?
No taco meat this week, which means no food poisoning. I thought I'd update you guys because I know you both must have been really curious, so that's why I want to just start by mentioning that. But kids, I don't want to call you kids because you're definitely not children. I respect you very much. Your peers.
We're like a bunch of young goats.
I'm a man.
I'm a big boy.
I've had a very busy week. I worked a lot of overtime. So
OT.
Mama's been chasing that paper, and it's
I'm gonna have yo.
Yep, I had just spent a lot of money on furnishing a new apartment that I'm moving into in another week, which is okay. But I'll be getting that overtime, which will make up for it. So, and then today, I actually got to have breakfast with one of my favorite coworkers, this little old Irish lady named Rosaline. I don't want to call her old because she's very youthful. She could kick my ass. But it was funny because she's like, we can gab. But what I didn't realize is she wanted to like gab about my divorce, my pending divorce. For the listeners out there, I won't go into it too much. My pending divorce.
I'll tell you all about it on my podcast.
Did you tell her
Okay,
that she has to give you some dirt in exchange?
Well, no, you know what? It's just like everybody else in my life right now. They give me the lecture. Not lecture. It's really good, talk like, just stay alone, stay by yourself for at least 12 months. Only she was like, 24 months. You need to be alone for 24 months. Everybody is so worried about me not staying single. And it's like, have you taken a look at me from head to toe? I'm not really sure that I'm not really sure that I'm that A++ meat on the market this time around, Like, I'm 42. I'm not going to put myself down because I feel like I like the way I look, no matter what. I like the way I look. I'm happy with myself. I am not going to shame myself at all. But I do get that I'm not everybody's bag. I'm no Marilyn Monroe. I have my own charms, and I'm not looking for anybody. So that everybody's worried that I'm going to go running off with somebody is hilarious to me. But I love Rosaline, so she's being very sweet and just making sure that I was okay, like everybody's doing nowadays. And so it was nice. It was nice to have that way to start out my day. Just nice, good conversation with a good friend. And then we worked again for 3.5 hours.
But Rosaline did not give you any sweet dirt on her love life.
No, she's been married to a wonderful gentleman by the name of Jimmy Quinn. You might see him around town, Jimmy Quinn painting. He has his own Jimmy Quinn. He's a very funny guy.
Sounds like a
Hilarious.
I picture immediately like a guy who has a van that's got a caricature of his own face, like in a little painting outfit.
He's adorable. He's adorable. But it was nice to have. It was nice to do that. That's how I started my day. So I had a pretty good week. It was busy, but it's ending really nicely. And then in the field here with my two favorite co-hosts. Wish we could do this every day, right?
Jimmy Quinn, attorney at law
Oh, God.
/ exterminator.
Oh, boy.
Last night, Jimmy Quinn really painted the town red, if you know what I mean. Is that what she sounds like?
No, no.
Yeah. I feel like he probably has like such an alpha handshake, but like nothing else to back it up.
He says
You
his
have
name when he
no
introduces
idea.
Jimmy Quinn.
Jimmy Quinn.
How are you, Jimmy
Pleased to
Quinn?
meet ya.
Just an
Jimmy
adorable little Irish guy. And he
Oh,
calls his wife at work all the time just to say hello and flirt with her. And he asked to talk to me once, and he gets on the phone, and he goes, 50 years. People get less time for murder. And I'm like, what are you talking about, Jimmy Quinn? He's like, it's my anniversary. I'm like, oh my God. So he's funny. He stole my heart. He's a funny guy. Be nice to Jimmy Quinn.
What's Jimmy's alias? Yakov Shmirnov?
Yeah, because I do a horrible impersonation.
What a conjury.
It's terrible. I
What a
cannot.
conjury, comrade.
I cannot do an impersonation to save my life.
Comrade, pleasure to meet you. Jimmy Quinn, attorney at law. Let's set up something. Talk to my paralegal.
Oh, guess what it's time for?
What time?
What time is it for, is it, Michelle?
It's time for an update with Chopper Ryan on the weather.
Weather.
I'm high above the city of Baltimore, Maryland right now, and below me is I'm pretty high up. I see some buildings. Oh my God! All the people look like ants from up here. You're not gonna. I can see everybody's chimney. Mrs. McGrarity has a swimming pool that's going away for the season because it's getting a little chilly. The tops of the trees are all infected with joy. That's what I call when they start to change colors. I say they're infected with joy.
You're
Nice
riddled
visual.
with joy. You ain't gonna make it. Like Tom Hanks at the end of Philadelphia. You're too infected with joy. You're beautiful, but soon it's lights out, my friend. Lesions and leaves. Am I right?
That's right. That's our bad boy of comedy. That's our bad boy. Our bad boy. Hey, guess what?
What's up?
It's time to Pico your topic.
Yay!
Who wants to be the Pico master?
I'll do it.
Oh, let Ride Dog take it.
I ordered some side of sour cream and pico de gallo with my taco,
Oh.
only to realize that I had ordered the sides that potentially came with a burrito.
Say what?
That they were add-ons, so I did not use them with my taco there. That sour cream is in my car cooking. It's not gonna be.
It's tempering, getting just right. It'll be hollandaise by the time you're there.
All right, the worst show. Your worst show.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh. See, that's funny because I feel like you're going to have an idea of what your worst show is, but it's not going to be the same idea as the audience that night. They probably have seen you done worse, and it's going to be your... Ugh.
Yeah, I guess it's a little eye of the beholder, yeah. Worst show. And we're talking like, yeah, worst performance, just whatever your criteria is, the worst show. What show did you do that just left you looking in the mirror for a good 8 hours?
Okay, so I've done 3 shows, a total of 3 shows. I'm kind of a newbie. I've been doing this for a little over a year here in the Western Mass region. So I don't know if it's a show that I can say is my worst show, but it's an open mic that was my worst. I'll say not really because I liked my shows. I have nothing to complain about with the shows that I did. I actually think I did all right.
Well, you have a flawless record.
Aw. See, he's the bad boy of comedy. one minute, and the next minute he's like all compliments.
He's
you
a
know?
hooker with a heart of gold.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they say. That is what they say.
You've been known as the who was that guy that was the luckiest man? Who considered himself the luckiest man with that echo? I want to say Lou Reed, but that's wrong. Lou Gehrig.
Is it Lou Gehrig?
Lou Gehrig. Lou Gehrig. Why is that? By the way, not to get tangential, but why is just showing up? How is that an award? That's got to be. That's the lamest award I've ever heard. That's the first participation trophy I've ever heard of. Is him being Lou Gehrig? Hey, he showed up. All right, this is I don't know. I don't know enough about sports to have a hot take.
And I'm right there with you. I can't think of anything to say about that. I don't know anything about sports.
Hey,
I do know about basketball because I could tell you that I played basketball in elementary school, and I played the same position as Danny Ainge from the Celtics. Whoever that was.
You ever been to that basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield,
I've seen it,
Massachusetts?
Oh, yeah.
but I've never been in. I don't really
I've
like
been there.
basketball that much.
I like to call it b-ball.
You like-
B-ball, yeah, that's a really cool, fresh way of yeah.
If you like black and white photographs of old guys in like weird leather sneakers, the Basketball Hall of Fame might be for you.
A lot of chest passing back in the day. White people like to do a lot of chest passing.
I was thinking the other day, like, Matt, I was
Hit
in
me.
the car thinking about this whole topic the other day, believe it or not, and I was like, what if a topic could be like the 5 best passes in basketball? And I was thinking the chest pass, because I'm like, I used to love the chest pass. I tear that shit up. Chest pass. Chest pass.
That's a chest compression, my friend.
Can't get a break. Can't get a break.
That's a CPR move. I remember that scene from The Sandlot. That's all I'm saying.
Worst show, Matt. Worst show.
You guys, is there a way, would you guys want to continue talking as I go pee over there?
I would want you to do that.
Could we do this
don't
on
pee
air?
on your microphone because I don't want you to get. Are you gonna bring
I'm
the
about
microphone?
to give you guys the worst show / best show. No, I don't think I should bring the microphone, but you guys can talk about my technique and all that. Would that make sense? Is that too hot for TV?
I'm gonna let Ryan. I'm not gonna look at you, but I'm gonna let Ryan give me a play-by-play.
Okay, here goes. I'll try to make it snappy.
I just gotta respect this. I gotta respect your privacy, Matt. Even though you're asking me not to.
Okay, here goes.
I'll watch until you start your business.
A straight line hustle over to the cornfield, double handing it, getting that belt off.
He got over there really quick, Ryan.
Yep.
He hustled.
Yep.
I'm not looking now, so I'm gonna trust your play-by-play, sir.
It's a full stream, like a jet stream.
You can. Wow.
It's really.
Is he like knocking into a thing of corn? Is it like wavering?
I can see that there is a ladybug that is drowning in urine.
Oh.
And it is attracting the attention of several snakes, who I can only describe as looky-loos.
Classic Matt. That's what the bad boy of comedy does.
Yep. Oh, there's a wind gust coming, and if you know anything about peeing outside, a wind gust is not your friend.
Splashback. Is he getting splashback?
He's getting a little stop and start rhythm going there, and here comes the shake.
Oh, wow. Which hand was the shake?
It just occurred to me this moment as I'm doing this that I hope nobody does this when I have to go pee in the field.
Well, he asked for it. We'd only do this if you asked. He straight asked for it.
What if I ask for it, but it's not a real, I just do it peer pressure?
Do you want us to peer pressure you to do it? Is that what you're saying? You're just dropping that hint right now? But Ryan, it would be so much fun if we could watch you pee, Ryan. Especially because it's so windy, Ryan. You know you want to.
It's too windy.
It's not too windy.
All right, and I'm back from peeing, and I'll have you know that these fingers didn't manage to not touch one iota of urine / a genitalia.
Wow.
I did this little trick. This is the first time I've done it, but I actually tell me if this is too graphic. But I used the woven top of my Fruit of the Loom boxers, and I just sort of used it as sort of like a chin strap if my scrot and testes were the chin, and I did like a little, like bit of a hammock, just like a little, here you go, buddy, like a little, just to get the last few droplets off.
That is smart.
Are we,
Straight to the patent office.
Is this on Pornhub now?
Yeah.
I took it there. Yeah.
Dirty Stayouts
Audio porn.
after dark.
Whoop whoop.
That's a little
We should
redundant.
do, yeah.
It's a, yeah.
This is the Dirty Stayouts AM.
Yeah.
You can do a couple per day.
Why not? Checking in on you in the morning, checking in on you in the nighttime.
Always
Hell
watching.
yeah.
Heavy breathing.
Always.
We're behind you.
Michelle, did we ever get a worse? Did we get a worse show out of you, or did
No,
we? I interrupted.
There was just one night, one open mic night that I remember at Packard's,
Ooh.
where I really stepped my foot in it because I was just kind of like, I didn't understand like being late, going into a open mic with primarily all gentlemen in the audience and trying to do a set
that's
about
not-
how funny
that's
my
not
breasts
often.
are.
I don't know about gentlemen.
Yeah, no, because then somebody
Scurvy dogs.
somebody
more.
burnt me like right after I did my set, and they did a set about my boobs. They said something. It was something that they were just like picking on my set afterward, and I felt like 3 feet tall. I was like, note to self: know your audience. No boob jokes when it's just all dudes in the audience.
For our listeners out there, Michelle is taller than that. So
I am. I'm lying. I'm much taller.
she
than that.
felt 3 feet tall, but she's actually significantly taller. So she
Mhm.
felt small.
I've been compared to gazelles before. I think that's the appropriate height. A giraffe.
Well, you invented that. Oh man, I was gonna try to do a basketball term, but I don't have the know-how. I can't be referencing basketball if I don't know what I'm talking about. What's that thing where the guy he like hooked the shot over his head? Kareem? Is that called the
Kareem?
hook shot? What's that
Hook
thing
shot.
That's
called?
hook shot.
That's a shot.
You know what I should have done? Just had a little courage and went with it.
Yeah. You gotta trust yourself. You know
Yeah.
what you're doing. You know what you're doing, Matt. Trust yourself.
Dude, worst shows, everybody.
Where shows? Did you?
Do we have it? Ryan, do you want to go? You want me to go?
You can go.
I go.
What's your worst show?
My worst show? Well, because it's a hard thing because the actual worst show is probably just like sort of like, whatever, this is just lame. But I have a few worst shows / best shows.
Oh. Okay.
Like for instance, this one, I don't know if you you guys have ever worked with the likes or heard of the likes of a Vinny Beetle. He's like this classic. He is just all he is about is just hustling and getting that money, and somehow he tries to use amateur comedy to get that. His big thing is he'll like do these shows. He'll charge like $20 for the tickets, and then he'll like book like infinity comics for the show, and then just badger you into bringing your friends. So it won't technically be a bringer, but it'll be set up as just a dumpster fire of a show where there's just way more comedians than audience, and it's just great. I'll never turn down a Vinny Beetle show. It's always a treat. There's never not a treat. But it's the best if there's somebody else booked on the show that you know. It's like, yeah, we both know we're here, and then you can just like give like the Jim eyes from The Office, just like, hey, here we are. Am I right? Because you definitely in that situation you need like a point of commiseration for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But probably my best, coolest, worst show that I did for Vinny Beetle was a time, and the punchline is a lady got out of her seat and just attempted to strangle me. And so pretty much how this happened, there was this lady and she was just sort of sitting there and she had like, there was something odd, you could tell there was something odd about here because she was laughing at all the wrong parts of like everybody's jokes. Like she was like going along like she was, but you could tell she was very akin to the Joker, you know, just sort of like, this guy is not really fitting in, like he's attempting to laugh. But she was just sort of attempting to laugh at all these wrong parts. And then by the time I got up there, you know, Matthew, just pretty much I just lean on repetition, just like something that's dumb, and then I'll just say infinity times, and I'll try to be like, that's good, right? That counts as humor. And then this lady, she just screamed. She screamed, somebody take the microphone away from this man.
Whoa.
Somebody take the microphone away from this man. I say, somebody take, and she just kept saying matter of factly like that. And then so I started addressing, and then she started getting irate. Say, take this, like flabbergasted, if you will. Take this microphone away from this man. And then she just sort of lumbered out of her chair. And it wasn't like a stage. There was no distinction between the stage in like the audience sitting. There was no elevation, if you will. So she just like meandered on over up to me, and she placed her little fingers around my neck and just gave me the most ginger little strangle. It was like it was more ticklish than it was. So she's just attempting to strangle me, and you could just see her eyes, lifeless eyes, like a doll's eyes, black eyes, and it's just, and I'm laughing at her face, and she's tickling, and I could see that, like, I want to say this lady was either her handler, her mother, her sister, I don't know, lover. And what struck me is how nobody jumped into action whatsoever. Everybody was just like, that's just Sally being Sally. So it was just such a classic situation. But I would say the worst part of that show is I had my audio recorder on, and I heard, and I accidentally left my phone like where I was sitting, and I heard this lady who was sitting near me as I was doing my jokes before the other lady attempted to strangle me. She was just like, I just heard, oh, so sophomoric. That is the part that burned.
Oh.
Here I was feeling like $1 million. I got this cool, cute little strangle story. And then I'm listening to that thing on the way home. And that's why you never listen to your comedy.
Oh my God.
So that was a great show. Vinny Beetlebrook, man, I love you.
He has cold Facebook messaged me a number of times where he obviously has seen, has done the side-by-side to say that I am Facebook friends with enough stand-up comedians that he knows that he has twice cold Facebook messaged me to say, hey, are you a stand-up comedian? And the one time that I was like, yes, he proceeded to offer me what sounded like a ridiculous amount of driving and ticket selling versus the amount of stage time. So I think I ended up having to be like, oh, you know what? It turns out I don't do stand-up comedy.
Oh, sorry, retired. You just missed
You
it.
just...
The window's shut, sorry.
I was right there.
Oh, he is the best. Yeah, that is his opening. That's everybody meets Vinny Beetle with a DM. You stand up. Oh, perfect. Ryan, what's your worst show, bro?
I was thinking about it. I probably have a couple of shows, but the thing that comes to mind is that when I was in a band, I was supposed to play a festival, I believe in Lee, Massachusetts, and it was called Shirefest or Berkfest. I played I played both of those things, and I can never remember which is which. But they projected that 40,000 people were going to be there, and they booked such high-name acts as L.A. Guns and Dokken were the two bands that were supposed to go there. And I want to say it was Wormtown or some other festival that people wanted to go to much, much more. And also those two bands both pulled out. So my band still played on the nice start of that is that we got to play on the big stage because there were no longer any big bands to play on it. So we played in like this tavern on the second stage, and then they were like, hey, there's nobody here, do you want to play on the with the scaffoldings and stuff? And I was like, yeah.
Hell
but when
yeah.
they said that, it was after our first set, and I was so high. And somewhere I have a picture from the newspaper of me on the cool stage, and then behind us you can see a empty field that probably has about 50 people in it, a 40,000 person capacity field filled under capacity.
Whoa.
Oh, my good Lord.
That's pretty funny. Well,
That's good stuff. Rock and roll, am I right?
rock and roll, man. That's
Hell
just
of
the
a
life
roll.
of the comedian. You know, we have the good times, we have the bad times, you know? Just got to roll with those punches.
Absolutely.
Whenever I hear a rock and roll story, I'm like, I want to be a rock and roller. I would if there was any opportunity for me to be a rock and roller. Is that musician? I guess is what
You
they
can
like
go
to be
rock
called.
and roller if
But
that's
I'd be
what's
a
in your
rocker.
heart.
The thing is, I would go right for the pomp and circumstance of rock and roll. Like I would go right for like the drug addiction. I wouldn't learn the G7th major. That would be an afterthought.
Okay.
Oh man, I would be a rock and roller.
There's so much more to carry, though. That's my favorite thing
Yep,
about being a
you're right.
comedian versus being a musician is that, like, once a week I would have to pack, like 5 tons worth of my most expensive possessions into my barely running minivan and drive like 100 miles to make no money and get some drink tickets.
Yep.
And it's pretty fun, but that shit's heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I would have to go right into the successful musician who has roadies phase. I couldn't put up with the schlep of it all. I'm not a schlep guy.
No, you don't seem like a schlep guy.
Thank you.
You're a bad boy, but you're not a schlep guy. Do you know what I'm in the mood for right now?
What?
Ooh,
What's that?
Michelle, do tell.
I'm in the mood, with my strong opinions and all, for a little arts and entertainment.
It's an entertainment segment.
I think that can only mean one thing. Folks, that can only mean one thing. It's performance time.
Thank you, Kazoonatics.
Yes.
Thank you for playing us in.
Kazoonatics' first album will be dropping. It'll be an EP, actually. It's going to be dropping in the next 13 months.
I don't think it's such a ridiculous idea. I think
I know
think
it's
we
not.
take a chance on this crazy dream.
I'm 110% with you, Ryan. I want to take this as far as it can go.
Right.
Till the wheels fall off.
Until
We're like
the wheels fall off.
we're like the
Yeah.
3 Thelma and Louises of kazoo rock and roll.
Fuck yeah. We won't stop.
Keep on driving.
Who's the rapper who keeps
Thelma
going? And
and-
we won't stop. And we won't stop. Who's that rapper? And we won't stop.
Not and you don't stop.
Oh, maybe it is You Don't Stop. And you don't
Keep
stop.
on till the break of dawn, right?
Yeah.
Are we thinking of different things?
Well, I don't know. It's a little foggy right now, but I digress.
I think is that Duke Ellington?
It's Duke Ellington. I'd put my money on that
I
one.
think I might be thinking of Curtis Blow, right?
Curtis
Like,
Blow.
give it up, break it down,
Curtis Blow.
break it up, right?
Now we're back to
got
our
it, Ryan.
now we're back to our basketball segment. Basketball. What a good lyric. He's like, listen, I don't need to write a bunch of lyrics. How about just one word? And just break it down by syllables. That's when rappers were just like, let me just get a big old word like basketball. Us rappers, we like to play basketball, and let me just break it down by syllable.
Bah.
And call it
Sing it.
rap.
I
Wrap it out.
heard some rap
Bah.
music the other
Skip.
day, and I think that rap music now, a lot of it, at least like on television, is remember how in the 90s there would be a rap song, and then before it the rapper would like just say some stuff before he started rapping.
Yeah.
Well, now the whole song is just that, where they say stuff, and I don't think they start rapping. I
Yeah.
think that's the
Yeah,
thing.
sure.
Rapping,
It's all interlude.
rapping
Yeah.
is a thing of the past in rap music.
Beautiful. Yeah. It's
That's an
good.
amazing thing to realize. The evolution of rap.
2020, studio down. I'm Big Baby Corn. Oh, that would actually be a great rap name.
Big baby corn.
Big baby
hell yeah.
corn. I like it. You got to work on that one. Hey, Ryan.
Yeah.
Will you do us the honor of choosing the medium of performance this afternoon, please? This gorgeous sunny day here. All I want to do is entertain. And so don't my 2 co-hosts.
Who was that guy that all he wanted to do was zoomy zoom zoom?
Just shake your butt. All I want to do is zoom, 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 zoom.
Who's that guy? Is that Shaggy?
I remember the beginning of the music was like Snake Charmer music.
I looked that up the other day, and the name of who does that is not a name. I'll bet you nobody knows this person's name off the top of their dome. Everybody knows the song, but it's just such a mysterious. It's like I didn't know that, and I looked it up, and I still don't know the answer.
It's not Shaggy.
I'm all in.
It's
Who
just
is
not
it?
a thing. It's not Shaggy.
Onyx.
No.
Well, I don't think so, my friend.
Onyx.
UB40.
Slam. Oh man.
Is it-
Red wine.
Belle Biv DeVoe.
No. I love Belle Biv DeVoe.
You ready, Belle?
I'm
Yeah.
ready.
You ready, Biv? That's
I'm
my
ready to
favorite
hear
part.
you.
You ready? He says, in all sincerity, you ready, Biv?
I'm ready to hear you.
What are you called, Biv?
Yo, Slick. Blow.
I think I heard Biz Marquee has the coronavirus. You
That
know,
is awful.
you know
Just
how
a
he got it?
friend.
Picking boogers.
Oh God.
Truth or Dare is the name of the game.
No,
Whoa!
sir.
Guys, truth or dare.
There are other. I promise you, there are other
Damn,
tickets
again?
in here.
Do you want to pick
That's-
something different, or are we going? We
No,
gotta
no,
fall.
no,
We gotta go with
no.
it.
This
It's
is
the
when
rules.
the real shit comes out. Let's
Them's
do
the rules.
this.
All
How
right,
does this segment work?
Yeah, who's up first?
I'll go.
Go for it.
I'll go. Matt,
Uh-huh.
truth or dare?
I'm gonna go with truth.
Oh.
All right, Matt. All right. Which body part do you think you use the most?
Of my body,
Yes.
I would say I would say the body part that I use the most is okay, let me think. I want to say fingers.
Yeah.
I'm always using my fingers for this and that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you're always using
I'm
your fingers.
fumbling with something. I'm
Twiddling,
wildly gesticulating.
Driving.
I'm
playing a trumpet.
what else can you do with the fingers? You
Type.
can pantomime. I like to use my fingers for my pantomime.
You
I
could-
use it for my marionette collection.
Well, let's back up to the pantomime. I am so 100% invested in the pantomime thing. Like, I almost want you to stand up and pantomime for me just a little.
Okay, I'm gonna pantomime something, and you guys guess what it is.
Okay.
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 All right. this is fun.
Cool.
Pantomime.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Matt Woodland, pantomime extraordinaire.
Okay. All right. I see some rain. I think.
That's rain. Yep,
I think
that was rain.
that was great.
My fingers were little droplets of rain.
You know what? I was taking it way outside of that. Like, okay, what is he doing? What is he up to? I just don't trust but it was just as simple as rain.
Yeah, you're like, what is this? The downfall of Western civilization? What's he doing? Is this like a metaphor for Gorbachev? Tear down that wall? No, it's just merely some rain dripping, and it's not a heavy. You could tell. It wasn't
Sprinkle.
like
It was a trickle.
It wasn't like a Jumanji storm. It was like
No.
just like a little baby, just like a
It
not
would-
a dusting, but
Wouldn't have wiped the itsy bitsy spider all the way down the water spout, just part way.
yeah, it wouldn't stop the rhino in its tracks from attacking David Alec Greer in that car. I miss Jumanji.
Did you see the newer one?
Always.
Or I did not. I think I have a problem with The Rock, and I feel bad because now he's got corona.
His whole
But-
family
What's your
does.
beef with the Rock?
His whole family has it. All of the Rocks, or the Johnsons.
All the little pebbles.
Yeah.
Oh.
So cute.
I get it.
All the little pebbles. Hey, you know what? I just can't
What?
I can't get enough of this performance thing. I'm really feeling this. I kind of want you to pull one more little performance to
Oh,
get out of the
yeah.
envelope.
Cock-a-doodle-doo, my
something a
friend.
little-
Oh,
different.
see, that needs to be a thing.
I really think that this is
Taco doodle doo.
it's what we do best.
What does it say?
Surprise interview your co-hosts.
Oh, now we're cooking with grease.
Who are we gonna interview?
I'm not making eye contact on purpose. This is what I find I'm doing.
She's a juicy interview.
No, nothing good here.
Am I the interviewer?
Yeah, I
think
think
you
so.
are.
Yeah.
All right.
Or you can choose, I'm going to make a rule up on the spot. If you don't feel like it, you can choose to defer your powers to somebody else. But
I'm gonna veto that rule. I just wanted to see if I had that
And
power.
that's-
It turns out I don't.
you do
I'm
have
sorry.
that power
It
because
turns
we're
out I
all
don't.
equal. Okay.
Equal power. No, I retract my veto.
Excellent.
Corleone.
Excellent.
Look how they massacred my boy. If you interview me, you're gonna get a lot of that. Narcotics is a dirty business. Vito Corleone. I got a cough. Nasty cough.
All right. I got a question. Is that the point? I'm thinking of a real.
What's an interview? That's like what? Questions and answers.
Yeah, I'm
Interview.
thinking of a
Q&A. A
what-
Q&A, if you will.
like what we're
Interview.
doing.
Ask
All
anything
right.
you want. Ask anything you want. Anybody. Ask Matt anything you want to ask.
Yeah,
him.
what you got?
Hey Matt,
What
is there
your
any
question?
such thing as a heroic death?
Heroic death. Heroic death. I mean, I guess if you choke on a grinder, or otherwise known as. Wait, ask me
Well
that question
done.
again. I got another version of it.
Well done.
Oh, ever.
Matt, is there any such thing as a heroic death?
Well, I guess if you choke on something of a hoagie. Ask me another. I got another one. I got one. I got uno mas.
Matt, is there any
Well, I
such
guess
thing?
it depends if you choke on a submarine sandwich. All right, I've exhausted all the information I have.
Beautiful.
So beautiful.
Couldn't be happier with
Nope.
that.
I'm very happy with that outcome. Thank you, Matt.
I realized as I was asking that question, I should have thought of a question that had a built-in funny answer.
Well, you can go again, Ryan. Do you want to roll? You want to go again?
No,
But
that
also-
turned out as
You
well
wanna
as I
take
think
that
it could
chance?
have. That was
Go ahead, Matt.
What's the question? What did you say about what?
I thought you were chiming in because you wanted to ask a question.
Well, because I was also thinking, like, we could get, because this podcast, yeah, we're funny, we're all fun and games, frivolity, but once in a while, we could get ocean deep real and just really tear the lid off of, we could take this relationship, this friend, like, I don't know, are we friends, or I feel like we went right into business partners. So I don't think there's no, this is a friend-free zone, because we're one step, we're what really matters, because friends, what's even the point? This is business, my friend, and business is thicker than water.
I couldn't have said it better myself. If you wanted. God.
Cut that part. I don't know what happened. Michelle,
Yes?
you're the anchor of the operation. Where are we right now? What's going on?
You know where we are right now? I want to know what you like. I want to know what you both like.
Okay.
That can only mean one thing. It's time for top 5.
Top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Who wants to tell us what our top 5 is going to be about today? I'm putting that out there for whoever wants to grab
I'll
something.
tell.
Tell me.
I'll tell
These
so like it
are
is.
such attractive envelopes that snatching the paper from them is
It's grunge bands
Pure.
again.
No, it isn't.
Shut up with grunge. We already
Yeah,
did
we
that.
already- in
We
great
exhausted that.
detail. What's new?
Top 5 hair metal bands.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we don't get far. Yeah, we don't get
Well, do
far
you
off
wanna
the
try-
reservation.
You want to try something different?
We'll do hair. We can knock out hair metal bands,
I know
dude.
we
We're a
can.
bunch of rockers.
Yep, we are.
Wait. Guess what song this is? That was 46 and 2, Tool. Thank you. Oh, okay. Hair metal bands, top
Heavy
5.
metal bands.
Ryan, what's your top 5 hair metal dad?
I feel like most of the hair metal bands, at least the American hair metal bands, I'm taking directly from Decline of Western Civilization Part 2. You ever
Yep.
seen that?
Yep, of course.
Because you got Kiss, who, although they seem like pretty terrible people,
Mhm.
are a pretty iconic band. But they're definitely a hair metal band.
I'd agree
You
with
know?
that.
Hair metal, put it in the 5, yeah.
Yep.
And is the criteria, are you going for what is like the top 5, like, are we doing like personal, like what's your top 5? Or are we doing like what is the top 5? Or like what are the criteria are you using
I think we could
for
go.
this rank?
We could go around and make everybody's individual top 5. I want to know which,
Or like, are we trying to come together, like what is the top, like what would we say is the top 5? I wish I never asked this question because we are going somewhere.
Deadlocked.
I just, yeah.
Stop dead.
I guess let's just start listing them and then we'll decide what the criteria is afterwards.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so Kiss. So Ryan's picking his favorite band, Kiss.
I saw Kiss when I was like 13 years old, and on the way out, I went into one of those side doors on the side of the stage, so you can like watch from the
Oh,
balcony.
nice.
And I was like, "There's right down there. There's Paul Stanley playing his stupid guitar." 13, I was like, "Oh, I bet I could spit on him from here," and I did just that.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
what?
Ryan! No wonder. I know why he's talking Kiss now. He had a really nice Kiss story up in his back sleeve.
Yep. He's like, I'm just gonna.
I'm sure it
do
happens.
this. I'm
I'm
just
sure.
gonna put this right.
Fuck
here.
disco. Knights in Satan's service. I would hate personally. I would really hate to be at a Kiss concert because every next song, because I'm always like, what are they gonna play next? And it would always just be another Kiss song. I would hate to hear any other Kiss songs. Oh,
I love Kiss.
I really do not enjoy their catalog of work.
I think the worst thing about being at a Kiss concert in today's day and age is that at this point, I think Gene Simmons has come out so strongly in favor of the president and his side of the aisle that I feel like you see a lot of MAGA hats at a Kiss concert these days.
That's
I'm
kind of
sure
funny.
of it.
That reminds me. I remember way back in the day. My dad brought me to a Pantera concert. And he was really shocked by how many Confederate flags were just like zipping around.
Right.
And then I was like, as a young boy, I was like doing the classic argument. It's like, no, I think it's just like they're proud of their heritage. Meanwhile, I'm like 10 years old. Pantera.
That's pretty cool that he went to a Pantera concert. Was your dad into heavy metal?
Not at all.
Wow.
He world famously fell asleep during a Slayer concert once. But there used to be a time before I had a driver's license.
During Raining Blood.
That's
insane.
But yeah, my dad. He was a good sport. That's what I'll give him. He was definitely a good sport about it.
That's a good parent. I think any parent that'll completely not think of their own musical tastes and choices and just completely support their kids. I think that's a good parent right there.
Yeah, he was more into Gregorian chant, stuff like that. He was a very
good stuff.
He liked the Renaissance, yeah.
A little different. If I want to put my 2 cents in here, I'm gonna go with Motley Crue. The Crue.
Quintessential. I think was there any challenger for what is the top hair metal band to Motley Crue? Who even comes close, do you think?
Well, you had brought up Whitesnake, I think, in an earlier conversation. Maybe. What do you think? What about Whitesnake?
I don't know that it's the same category.
You know?
Whitesnake is a fine band, but so what are the attributes of hair metal? I would think that especially if you put Motley Crue at the top, which I totally agree with. They're a great band. They have a consistently amazing stage show. They got big hair, makeup.
Although I want to interject because just like Ryan, I've got a Motley Crue story too. Because I was at the Target Center in Minneapolis watching the Crue. I was watching them do a show, and
what year is this? Give us
This is I'm just in context. I moved back out here in 2010, so this is probably I saw it a couple years, so about 2008.
Mm-hmm.
And Vince Neil still tries to wear the same shit that he wore from 1984.
Oh, beautiful.
I was looking at the side, those little pants, those leather pants that, you can lace up on the sides. He was wearing those, but the margin of lace was just I'm like, dude, just wear a pair of jeans. It's going to be okay.
I know.
You can retire them. But it's just, it's got to be, akin to comedy where you want to continue doing your stand-up writing, being funny and everything. He wants to continue being Vince Neil.
If you're Vince Neil, your fondest wish in the world is for the other 3 guys to get fat as well.
Yeah, you need to hope for that, yeah.
Yep.
He's probably, he's always bringing a dozen donuts. Here, Tommy. You just get his big mayhem tattoo over his perfect 6-pack. Come on, Tommy.
When he tells people in strip clubs to be like, I was in Motley Crue, and they say, oh, are you the fat one?
Yeah, there's some bands that they're really set up not to age. You'll have Neil Young, who was when he was 22, he was an old man, he's ready to be, his musical style is I'm ready for old man stuff.
Oh yeah.
You have that with James Taylor, born old.
Billy
Nelson, born old. But Motley Crue is
Tom Waits.
That is Tom.
I love Tom Waits, absolutely.
Tom Waits was born dead.
Yep. He was yeah.
You can't imagine like a young Tom Waits being let's get started on this day.
He was singing songs like Old 55 about leaving his lady's apartment early in the morning and the long, arduous drive afterwards. So it was a little dark for a gentleman that young, I think.
You don't play with my Tonka truck. This is my sandbox. Yeah. No,
Tom Waits'
don't have
first
that.
album, Juice Box and Cigarettes.
Oh, that's funny. The Waits man. Who else? Who else? We got. I think we covered how many? Dose. We covered 2 out of the 5.
Not a band, but I feel like Ozzy deserves an honorable mention in hair metal history, because not everybody from the 1970s, hard rock / heavy metal scene made the transition to the 80s hair metal time, but Ozzy sure did.
Yep.
Ozzy went with the hair, started dressing like one of the Golden Girls.
Shot in the Dark.
Yeah.
I just remember that music video, and I'm like, oh, it's B. Arthur. So
Absolutely.
right. So right.
Yeah, Ozzy. No matter what's going on, he'll just fit in. He'll do whatever it is to fit in.
Yep.
He'd probably, in the the early '90s, wearing a tracksuit, Adidas. I don't think he actually did that, but he'll just whatever. What are we doing? I'm in. Legendary.
And I think Ozzy needs to be enabled too. That's why his solo career allowed him to completely go off the rails even further than the Black Sabbath days.
I validate your nomination.
Cool.
I think that is a yes, sir.
It is. Yeah.
Got my vote.
And there is the thing is, because he he just sort of jumps through. He can meld into the genre, but then you think of Ozzy, it's like, yeah, he stayed current and relevant, but then when you're thinking of hair metal bands, what's that like? Do they have to exist within strictly in the 80s and then not out because it's? But also Motley Crue is a weird band where it's they stuck with the style of hair metal well through the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
There's not many bands will evolve and get out of their decade and stuff, but. God bless them. They just were like, this is what we do. And then it did, but it became embarrassing.
Well, they briefly tried to completely make over that when they fired Vince Neil in the early 90s. They picked up a singer named John Corabi from a hardcore band called Scream, and he had long, curly, black, kind of, grunge hair. And I think that they thought they were going to remake their image as more of a hard grunge influenced rock and roll band. And that did not work out. It was their lowest lowest selling album.
The Gary Sharon years.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Gary Sharon, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Stop the World, I Want to Get Off.
I didn't know that factoid about the Crew. Yeah.
That's another extreme song people don't know about. It's really good.
What's that?
Stop the World, I Want to Get Off.
Oh, get the funk out. Nice. Got it.
All right, guys, let's go. We got 2 more. 2 more.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't realize I was holding the topic in my hand, and I thought it was just some debris in my hand, like a gum wrapper. So I did crinkle it up, and I apologize for that.
I'll accept it, Matt. Oh, thank you.
I'm going to give my topics back at the end.
How did you manage to get it to be wet? It's a little moist.
I'm nervous. I have a lot of nervous palm energy.
I'm sorry, buddy. I wish
You
you
know
never
what?
said anything.
I have athletic fingers, as we found out from before. They're always doing something.
Completely true.
I guess the raindrops got them wet.
Yeah, this is true. Okay.
B.J. Thomas.
The raindrops keep falling on my head.
That's one of my that's a fun romance scene in Robert Redford, and what's the movie?
It's Sonny and Lolo. No, it's
it's him and the other guy. It's him and Paul Newman.
Tango and Cash.
No,
that's not it.
Butch Cassidy.
Butch Cassidy.
But him and the lady, they're just zipping around the horse with B.J. Thomas playing. It's not a rainy day. It's just a sunny day, and they're just having fun with that horse.
And that is the chosen song.
That's a fun. Yeah, I just remember
montage?
that. When I think of that song, I always think of that scene, just you and your best gal and a nice horse. Boom. Romance.
I always just remember thinking, so these characters, they're in a love triangle, but they all seem cool with it until later.
Yeah.
Just riding around on you ever ridden on the handlebars of a bicycle? Movie makes it look more comfortable than it really is.
It's not comfortable, but it is exciting.
Wait, were they on a bicycle and
And
I
brawling.
switched that to a horse in my head?
Yeah.
For the sake of romance.
I think so. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
no, you're absolutely right. That was not a horse. It's like that fucking scene in MASH where he changes the memory around. He's like, yeah, then I just strangled this chicken to death. Meanwhile, spoiler alert, it was a baby.
It's true.
Oy, oy, oy.
Yeah, well, sometimes in war you have to strangle a baby, I guess. I don't know. Korea's crazy, dude. I don't know.
It was gonna make all kinds of baby noise.
It was gonna make the ruckus, and then so you have to kill the baby to save the rest. Not me, dude. I don't think that should be. What's the point of fighting in a war if we're just killing our own babies? You know, it's like isn't that the point of fighting a war? So
We don't kill babies.
So the babies can stay alive.
Save the babies.
Yeah, that's a mess.
Yeah, I know. You're tackling the tough issues right now that haven't been tackled before, Matt, and I think that you do that a lot, and it's what I appreciate about you. You do.
You know who else I think had a notable hair metal period that I think gets an honorable mention for going through hair metal and sort of altering their style to encompass it and then came out the other end is Alice Cooper.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Oh my
he
God.
pulled it off.
Alice Cooper, that album Trash
yes.
is amazing, and it is as hair metal as anything. He's got a lot of 80s albums that are very hair metal-y. He did a lot of soundtrack work that's very synthesizer-y around that period. I don't know if you guys know the song He's Back, parentheses, the man behind the mask from Friday the 13th, Part 5.
Oh yeah, I used to hate seeing that music video on MTV because I'm a scaredy pants anyways. I can't handle my horror movies, and like I remember that music video. They took off Jason's mask, and you could see all the worms underneath it and everything. It's like, come on, Alice Cooper. But I did love Poison, and that album. My brother got that album for Christmas, and there was a song called "Bed of Nails." I'll chain you like to a bed of nails. Ow, 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 ow. That's the chorus.
He's such a. That was probably one of my favorite concerts I ever saw was Alice Cooper. It was just so good. It was just so action packed.
When did you see him?
This must have been maybe 2009, something like that, around that time. Great, but
Wow.
I remember speaking we were talking Motley Crue. I must have seen him right before the major Vince decline. I think it was 99, 2000.
Oh yeah.
And Vince, he's still like he wasn't like ha-cha-cha-cha sexy, but he was still like he's fuckable. Let's put it that way.
He was never ha-cha-cha-cha sexy. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Yeah. You know who was though? Nikki Sixx. That's the hot one in Motley Crue.
Yeah.
That's the hot one. Sorry.
Everybody, I love a guy that. Every gal loves a guy who's stared death in the eye.
Yep. You know, I
love
that.
a guy who's OD'd. Gals love guys who OD'd.
Yeah, but it's like you're not supposed to put that on your Tinder profile.
Yeah, you somehow have to you just have to you just you just do like a shot with all your track marks just to know. It's like, yeah, I'm a bad boy.
Be like, oh, I totally bet you're gonna steal money from me and treat me like crap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ding. I don't know.
See, that's what you want is a reformed bad boy. Nikki Sixx.
Yep. See?
The reformed bad boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is reformed. So like.
He's got like tasteful demons. He's got where they're like charming.
And I bet you, he's got a little bit of a swirl. He's a little bit of a devilly swirl in him. I'm sure. Still, he can still be kind of a son of a gun.
I'll bet you. Do you think Mick Mars even got one piece of pussy his entire life?
No.
There's no way.
He's too creepy. He's like a member of the Addams Family.
And he was so much older than the rest. He went into the band. He was like that creepy old uncle of the band. Just like, oh, Mick, what are you doing here?
Well, he knew what he was doing though.
He's
a really good musician, so that's all they really cared about is just having then more girls for them, I guess. Just one less guy that they have to contend with, I suppose. Maybe.
Did you guys see the movie, the Dirt movie?
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
Have you read the book?
No, I have not actually.
I've read the book.
I found the movie to be pretty good, but not as. It's a great book. I've read it like 2 or 3. It's very, very readable because it's all full of craziness. I think
so
that
many hijinks.
the thing about the movie that I don't like is only that they spend too much time. Like, I think this is a regular rock and roll bio pitfall, is that they spend too much time explaining like moments. You know, like songs in movies that are getting written in front of you on camera. It's always like, what if Dr. Feel bad? No. And then there'll be like a moment of clarity where everybody will be like, feel good.
That thing where it's like, yeah, I know the story, I know where we're gonna go with this, and yeah, they always like the creative process of like coming up with the band name is always so super contrived. You can see it coming to mind, and like the suggestions before are just like, no, obviously that's not gonna be it. It was like, yeah, the band name. What was it? He was like Motley Crue. Yeah, but what if we just like? But they do. It doesn't come up organically at all. It's just like, yeah, but what if we do this very specific thing? That will be our iconic look for our name. Huh? How about that for a suggestion? How about this proven successful thing that we know is going to work nicely? Huh? What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Tommy Lee, he went upside down in his cage.
That's pretty cool.
That was so good. That was cute.
How disorienting. You know your shit when you're like being toppled upside down in a cage and you're expected to do your job.
I saw them on their farewell tour, and Nikki Sixx had a bass guitar that was also a flamethrower that must have shot flames like 50 feet in the air, and then the flamethrower ignited a 100-foot tall flaming pentagram.
So rad.
Whoa.
It was pretty rad.
So fucking radical, dude.
That's
And
a feat of engineering.
yeah, and Tommy Lee's like the track that the drum riser goes up on and then turns over. Not as impressive as I thought it would be after hearing about it.
It
doesn't go very fast.
It's amazing how rock and roll, like, they have like without the fact that the music is rock and roll music, like the things they do are so douchey, just like evoking the devil, and just like it's so just like 13-year-old boy, just like incel bullshit. But if you can rock and roll, it just makes that shit totally passable. They get away with it. That's why you can never be like a rock and roll comic or something like that, because you need actual rock and roll music. That's my hot take on rock and roll.
So when you listen to this podcast, I just want you to know that Matt will drop little bits of wisdom all throughout this podcast. So everybody, when you listen closely and take notes.
Because they're there, but they're hidden.
Yep.
They're hidden bits of wisdom.
They're shrouded in mystery.
But when they drop, it's like, and it's like gold.
It's big. Yeah, I don't foist them upon you. They're just like
Nope.
available.
That's
yeah,
it.
she really did. I like to think of them more as breadcrumbs, just like, Hansel and Gretel and just lure you back to my, I don't know, what did she live in? Some gingerbread house? Is that how? She didn't live in a gingerbread house, that Hansel and Gretel lady, right?
Yeah,
I think
no,
she did.
She lived in a gingerbread house.
To
That's
lure
how
them.
she lured them, yeah. Yep.
Really?
Yeah. Otherwise, what's the draw to going to some old lady's house in the middle of the woods?
Well, what's the draw about a breadcrumb? Oh no, that she didn't lead the breadcrumbs.
They left the bread.
They did.
Oh, so that wasn't, yeah. Dude, this is, okay. I was thinking Hansel and Gretel like a witch was like tempting, like, what's this, a breadcrumb?
Ooh.
And these doofy little kids, like, I don't know, maybe it was back in the Depression era where like bread meant something, but.
I really hope those are Progresso breadcrumbs.
Do you
'cause those are
notice
my
that
favorite.
witches and fairy tales don't have names? They're
Oh
all
my.
just the witch. How are we supposed
That's
to tell?
true.
How are we
That's
supposed
true.
to tell Hansel and Gretel witch from Cinderella witch?
Okay,
Unless,
so
with one exception, if you're a good witch, Glenda.
Ah,
Bad
Yep.
witches don't get named.
although they do when you watch Wicked, because I think that they name the other witches in Wicked. I don't remember the names, but
Carnarella. No,
I don't think so.
Florg the witch.
I like the names.
Like
I
a
don't think that
Viking
they're
witch.
a part of it. You have a good
We're
imagination.
just fooling around. We're just fooling around here.
I can't. Did those guys from did that Susan Sarandon witch movie? Did she have a witch name?
Susan Sarandon. Was
Was
it
she a witch
Witches
though?
of Eastwick? Oh my
That's what I'm
God.
thinking
Is
of,
she
yeah,
in
Witches
that?
of Eastwick.
Yep,
It's
Michelle
her, it's her
Pfeiffer.
and Cher and
Yep, Michelle Pfeiffer. All
Right,
hot. And then
right,
like
right.
Jack Nicholson's the devil. We're supposed to buy that Jack Nicholson's hot. Okay. So stop pushing Jack Nicholson, early Jack Nicholson, on us women audience members as handsome. Because he's not. Because he's always been creepy looking. He's got those, like, corn for teeth and, like, that little, like, crazy leer. Mic drop. Although I'm still holding it.
Yeah, he's another that was born old. There's never any young Jack Nicholson.
No. Another one. That's a great category. I feel like this is coming
Yeah,
about.
Yeah, that guy in Chinatown, that was just some old man just trying to, like, what's going on with the water supply?
You know what I realized, though? We haven't come up with our fifth in the top 5. We got 4.
For what? I'm confused. What are we doing right now?
Hair metal bands. We're
I don't know. You were keeping track of how many we did. That's good.
Yeah.
What do we have? Okay, so we have. So what did we talk? We decided we kind of just been mentioning bands. We got Alice Cooper.
We got Alice Cooper. We've got Motley Crue. We've got
Ozzy
Osbourne.
Ozzy.
Yep.
And then we're talking. I mean, for like personal favorite, like pound for pound songs. Like I love Whitesnake, but I got no. But it's weird because the song I probably want to hear the least at all times is "Here We Go Again on Our Own."
Yeah.
I do never want to hear that song, but I love me some Whitesnake for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of other good songs. That's not their only good song. Well, I mean, you hear it so much, it is just like it's like eating white bread. You don't really care for it either way. You know, it's just there. But all their other songs, I agree with you that they have a good catalog of songs. Still of the Night.
Yeah.
Still a Night. He's not. He's not a good-looking man. I don't think so. And they always get the hot girls. Like Tawny Katane was his lady love for a while. But even she ran off with a baseball player, who she, by the way, assaulted. She, like, domestically abused her husband, her next husband after him. Got into all sorts of trouble.
Tawny.
Yeah.
Come on, Ton.
Yeah. Boy, those hair metal men, they really drive you nuts. So how can we close out this top 5?
I say, why don't we just say balls to the wall, except clearly deserves a notable mention. I don't know. I feel like personally, I'm out of steam with this. I feel like
Okay.
we got.
We covered it.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Is there? I can't think of any of anyone else that really needs to be said in this.
I feel like a lot of the Aussies and the even Kiss and Alice Cooper, those are all bands that started, in the 70s in a sort of the first big like arena rock boom, and then they sort of just rode the wave into hair metal. So I'm trying to think of like bands that are hair metal in and of themselves, where I would probably say like a Twisted Sister or even a Wasp.
Yeah, definitely a Wasp. Yeah.
But I think that a lot of the bands in there carried through to the 90s, because Kiss and Aerosmith and Alice Cooper, certainly made it past hair metal. So did Motley Crue, so did Bon Jovi. There are relatively few bands that were relegated only to that genre. Nelson.
Oh my God. Prettiest heads of hair. Let me ask you this. Lita Ford. So there's Lita Ford, and I think that she qualifies as hair metal, but she's a lady. So is hair metal relegated only to all male bands, or is it because it's when a male has really long hair and put on makeup, they're like doing that switcheroo where they're taking on the long hair and the makeup?
I think Lita Ford counts. If you were to ask, though, if we were to make a list of what constitutes hair metal in history, would very, very sexist and misogynistic be on that list? Yes. Definitely.
Sure.
I am a misogynist. Am I sexist?
Do you want to be?
I feel gross now for asking that. Totally edit that, Ryan. I am not a misogynist, but you can keep that in there. Wink. You know what? That's going to wrap it up, folks. That's the Dirty Stayouts for you. That's our show today.
That's the Dirty Stayouts. Okay.
We're going to take you out with a little bit of a fun kazooshin.
What's a good hair metal song that we could kazoo it up to?
The Final Countdown. No.
I don't think I know that well enough to do it on. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Goodbye.